academyofphotography.com. Sorry, the wrong channel. Welcome to the Canon 100D review. This is one step above the cheapest 1200D DSLR camera from Canon. It is targeting people who really want to learn photography and benefit all of the advantages of a DSLR, but still have a small and light option, easy to use and easy to travel with. The body is around $400–600 with or without lens, depending where you buy it from and what currency you are using. It comes with an 18 megapixel CMOS crop sensor, Digic 5 image processor upgraded from Digic 4 as 1200D, 9 autofocus points, 4 frames per second, and a full HD video 1080p with a mention that it can deliver 60 frames per second at 720p. It can come as a body with 1855 f3.5 lens or without. It will accept EF and EFS mount lenses. Maximum ISO is 12,800, which is superior to the 1200D, and it is expandable to 25–600, pretty useless if you ask me, and it takes SD cards. In terms of physical features, dials, LCD buttons, weight and battery card, this is by far the smallest DSLR from Canon, and people claim that from all DSLRs from all brands. It is very easy to use and it reminds me of a compact camera almost. Finishes are better than the lower brother 1200D, sharper and crisper and fancier. It comes with little less buttons and a interesting back touch screen LCD, which is pretty good in my opinion. It takes a bit of time to get used to it if you have never used it, but I have played with my 70D, so nothing new here. It comes with the top dial mode selection wheel, which is similar to many entry-level DSLRs, nothing special here. Selecting the shooting mode will also give you some friendly explanations at the back, very similar to 1200D, and possibly you will turn them off after a few times of using it. It will become annoying. You get the classic main dial like all the other Canons. You have on-camera flash, you have a hot shoe for the external flash, you have a red eye lamp reduction, self-timer lamp, remote control sensor, plus a depth of field button as well to show you the aperture size you are using and simulate the depth of field. It is a pretty good DSLR for a beginner, I would say. Battery and card are from the button just like the 1200D, and it does take SD cards. At the back area there are less buttons than the 1200D, and you need to use the aperture exposure compensation button in combination with the dial to change few settings. The camera is very light, you can actually take selfies and hold it for a long period of time without getting tired. And obviously I'm talking from my own perspective because I am used to use big and chunky and heavy equipment. In regards to menus and settings, it's almost identical with the 1200D and the standard Canon menu organized horizontal from left to right and top to bottom, and you can select with the directional buttons or actually touch the screen. You'll get camera settings, shooting settings, image settings, display settings and other options more or less useful. First tab controls the image quality, shooting modes, single shot, multiple shot or some other pretty useless features in my opinion. Second tab, you've got the exposure compensation, flash control, ISO, white balance, custom white balance, and white balance shift bracketing. The third tab, you've got color space, picture style, autofocus operation, metering mode, dust delete data, long exposure, noise reduction, and high ISO, speed, NR, which I'm not sure what it is because I've never used it. Third tab refers to video shooting. The fourth, fifth tab are camera settings in terms of the image organization. And after that, the following 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs are about the card and how you record images, power, LCD, date, time, language, video systems, screen color, and a lot of other features which are not going to influence your final result. Is just about the camera and all sorts of gadgety things. The last one is about certification logo. I'm never used this. And also you have a custom tab that you can actually select your favorite settings. Interesting thing here is the back touch screen feature. I believe it's pretty nifty, very easy to use, and you can actually get used to it. One thing I'm not really using is you can trigger the camera by touching the back screen, which might replace a corded remote control, but in a normal situation I would not use it because I love the sensation of pressing the button and hearing the specific shutter sound. That's music to my ears, and I'm sure a lot of photographers would agree. It is like blowing bubble wrap. There's something nice about it. I'm pretty sure if you have played with cameras before, you will understand. Like any other DSLRs, it does come with full video, HD, 1080p, just like the 1200D, and just like most of the Canon DSLRs these days. You can control the video like the others, but not having the flip out screen is a pity. But you can't have everything for a low price. I believe it's time to do some tests. I have compared the 100D with a 24-70 f2.8 L series lens. I've used it. I have been suggested by a few people watching the previous 1200D review that would be nice to actually test a L series lens rather than the kit lens. My comparison is with the 5D Mark II, because 5D Mark II and 24-70 L series lens f2.8 in my opinion is the sharpest of the sharpest. That's the sharpest I have, and I believe that's the benchmark. Both cameras have been tested with the same settings, and let's see how they perform. Okay, now it's the time for the video test. The short footage is a comparison between 100D together with the Canon 70D, which is my favorite DSLR, which I shoot a video with. And the images and the quality will speak for itself. I'm not gonna make further comments on this one. I had the chance to take the 100D with me in a real life photo shoot, and in my opinion the camera handled itself quite well. The quality is not as high as the high-end level DSLRs, but in my opinion it can face the challenge. I'm gonna let you enjoy the results. Okay, let's go through the pros. I believe the price is very low, $400 to $600. It won't break the bank. Camera is set up with the beginner in mind, and it's friendly, very easy to use, very easy to carry. It's very light. You can take it with you when traveling. It will not break your back or neck. And also it can be very discreet, and it does deliver high quality results, because right now, in my opinion, all the Canon products are high quality anyway. You can do almost everything that the bigger brothers can do, but just smaller and slower. Why you should not buy, and let's go through the disadvantages of this camera. If you want speed, this is not good for you. 3 frames per second is pretty lame, and it will not help you capture motion as good as a faster camera can do. That's pretty much the same disadvantage with the 1200D. Not having a flip around screen for video is a deal breaker for me, but if it doesn't matter to you, I would suggest this camera would be good. The LCD screen is pretty good, and one thing that really annoys me is actually I cannot see the battery status. For me, it's important that I need to know where the battery is, and this camera does not give me this feature. In conclusion, if you are a beginner, you wish to learn photography, or you just want to have a cheap, small and light and friendly camera to play with, and you take occasional photos with your family in the park, do simple photographic assignments, this is a very good place to start. It does not have all the features, blips and blops like the bigger brothers. It does have a little bit more features than the 1200D, and the difference probably is very small. I believe the touchscreen LCD is a strength, but at the end the results will be the same. I'm convinced that this camera can do what the high-end DSLRs can do as well, but slower, harder and smaller. I enjoyed playing with this camera. It can look actually weird because it's very small, and if you mount a big lens on it, people will look and say, what the hell? Anyway, if you are a beginner photographer, you're still struggling with the basic concepts of photography or camera settings, I would like to extend the invitation for you to check out my book, Master Your Camera in 10 Easy Exercises, where you can actually learn in 10 days how to control your camera completely in manual mode and also understand all the basic concepts of photography. Check out the website. Remember to subscribe. See all the detailed instruction how you can get your copy today, and until I see you next time, I wish you happy shooting. Thank you very much.